What's up, guys? How are we doing today? So I know we are supposed to be a video game channel, but as I said in my very first video I ever made, we are going to be transferring, and I said we were going to go to San Diego or Santa Monica and do some cool things, but life happens and can't do certain things that we plan on doing, and life gets in the way, so it is what it is. But today we are going to talk about we're going to talk about different perspectives on life. Okay, for instance, mine. I am about to go into a very traumatic surgery. It is a hip surgery. If I don't get it, I can lose my ability to walk. So that's kind of you got teeter-totter. Don't do the surgery and not walk. Do the surgery and then walk. The reason why I'm so worked up about it is because when I was 9 years old, I went through a different traumatic surgery, back surgery. But before we get into all this, let's back it up a little bit. Let me give you some information on my life, because my very first video when I tried explaining it was, let's get real for a second, it was terrible. So to recapture, I am 18 years old. I have two disabilities. One is scoliosis, two is arthrogryposis, and that's why my hands look so weird, is because of arthrogryposis. So some of you guys know what arthrogryposis is, some of you guys know what scoliosis is, but for those of you who don't know what either one of those are, scoliosis is a disease in your spine. It curves. So most of your spines are straight up and down. Mine was at an 82-degree angle, so how that works is you have your spinal cord, so it goes down a little bit, and then it starts curving side to side to side to side. Mine was so bad it was crushing one lung completely, and the other was crushed 75%. So not only was I overdosing on my inhaler because I just couldn't breathe, the doctor said if I didn't get it done, I was going to die within 2 weeks. You can probably imagine how scary and traumatic that is for a 9-year-old to hear that you're going to die if you don't do something that is extremely scary. So anyways, going to the surgery. I went through the pain, and for those of you who are going into a back surgery or a hip surgery or whatever, yes, it is scary. I'm not going to lie to you, it is very scary, and surgery does not come without pain. Let's just throw it out on the line here. Surgery does not come without pain. I don't care who you are, I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how high your pain tolerance is. You're gonna cry. It's gonna hurt. But you don't focus on that. For me, I have to focus with this hip surgery. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna take a while for me to recover, but then I have to focus on the positives, okay? So, we were at the pumpkin patch, me and my dad, his girlfriend, her son, and my sister. We're at the Bishop's Pumpkin Patch in Wheatland, okay? Usually I'm having a great time. We were there for only a couple hours because the pain in my hips were so bad I could not walk anymore. I could physically not walk anymore. Now, when I get this hip surgery done, yes, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like a holy you-know-what. But I can't focus on that. I have to focus on, when I'm fully recovered, I'm not gonna have any pain anymore. I'm gonna walk fine. I'm gonna be able to go to the Bishop Pumpkin Patch, and have an amazing time. Go to the state fair. Have an amazing time. be able to go on walks with my family and not have to worry about pain. So for those of you who are going into surgery, yes, it hurts, but just focus on the positive outcome. With scoliosis, it's a very common thing for people to have. Like I said, it's just a curve in the spine and it causes you to wobble. I walk like a penguin because, yes, I had an 82-degree angle and I have 42 lugs and bolts in my spine and 2 titanium rods. And they were only able to manage to get it down to a 16-degree angle. So I still wobble, and it's very noticeable. I have a lot of people asking me, what happened? Are you stuck like that? And then I have people, which doesn't bother me. I'm fine to explain it. When I was younger, it used to really upset me. But as I got older, I started realizing, okay, they're just curious. They're not being jerks. But, and then you have those people who are being jerks and they're like, God, you're a freak, get away from me. Now, let's step into that section for a second. You people who call disabled people freaks, okay? Why do you think we're freaks? Yes, we may look different or we may do something else different, okay? And I can see it from that perspective. But look a little deeper. Don't you ever hear the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? It's the same thing. Don't judge a person by how they look, what color they are, how they walk, how they talk. You can't judge them on that. There's a lot of disabled people who do things that normal people do, okay? They just do them differently. Me, for instance, I'm a mechanic. I work with my dad, and a lot of people in my daily life judge me and say I'll never amount to anything, and I just had a whole bunch of stuff fall all over the floor. Anyway. But they're judging a book by its cover. They don't look a little deeper and ask, what's your perspective on life? What plans do you have? As for normal people, you'd walk up to a normal teenager and be like, yo, what kind of life do you want? What future do you see for yourself? Usually what happens with disabled people is it's, what happened to you? Are you ever going to be fixed? There's nothing to fix. We are who we are. It's normal. Me, I look at people who play basketball and jump. I can't jump. Okay, I can't jump. I can't run. I can't lift my arm higher than this. And we'll get into that whole thing in a second. But I used to look at people and be like, man, I really wish I could do that. Man, that would be really nice to do that. I wonder how they can jump, because I do the same movements, but I don't come off the ground. But then I realized once I got older and I wasn't so naive, and oh, poor pitiful me, started realizing that there's nothing to fix. I am who I am. It's normal for me. I don't know anything different. I don't know life from a different perspective. This is my life. This is how I am. And a lot of people that are watching this right now, or whenever you watch it, are going to be like, man, you're really going all over the place. Well, I mean to be going all over the place. How do I put this? Okay. You look at a disabled person. Let's say you look at a person in a wheelchair. And you may not say it to the person, but in your head you're like, man, that's gotta suck. That's really gotta suck. He or she, whatever it is, can't walk, can't run. Everybody's twice as tall as that person. That really sucks. Them having to go to the bathroom, it's way harder. And for some people, for some people, it does suck because they imagine what life can be otherwise. But you take some of my friends. I won't say who because that's just respect out of them. But you take some of my friends who have been in a wheelchair their whole life. They don't know anything different. They don't know how it is to walk. So when somebody goes up to them and is like, man, it's gotta suck for you, man. You can't walk or anything. I know you don't realize it, maybe, but, you're making, some of them really feel like they're less than you. When we're really not. We are one whole family. Able-bodied people versus disabled people. It is not a versus. It is a whole family. Some of us are just different. But when it all comes down to it, we're all the same people. We all bleed the same. We all look the same. Like it or not, you can have any argument you want. We bleed the same, we look the same. It doesn't matter how we look on the outside. On the inside, we all look the same. Now, I explained to you what scoliosis is. Now, arthrogryposis. That's why my hands look different. That's why my arms can't go above my head. Arthrogryposis is a muscle and tendon disorder, so it's a lot harder for me to gain muscle and maintain it, as to where somebody who could go to the gym for a couple months and gain a ton of muscle, it would take me a while. It would take me 3 times as long as the average person to gain muscle. And a tendon disorder is I can't bend my fingers. This is all I got. Most people, they can bend this part to where it does this. Me, I can do that. I can't bend my fingers. The running thing, it's a muscle and tendon disorder. I physically cannot move my leg far enough to get me that up and go. That's what you need to run, obviously. And a lot of people have a muscle and tendon disorder, and it's not noticeable most of the time. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't notice that part. They notice my scoliosis because I walk like a penguin. Okay, and that's just not avoidable. You're not going to not get noticed for that, unfortunately. But the arthrogryposis part, most people don't notice it. But when most people don't notice it until I come across a thing that I can't do. Hey, can you help me open this water bottle? I'm a very strong person. However, because I can't bend my fingers, I can't open a water bottle. I can't open a soda bottle. So I often have to get assistance to open those bottles. And I'm a very strong person. But when I don't have any assistance around, I have to find different ways to do things. And that's what a lot of people don't see. They're like, well, he or she is disabled, how are they going to do this? Or, how are they going to work on a car? How are they going to drive? How are they going to get up the stairs when they're in a wheelchair? When you are born into this life, or even if you're not born into this life, you just, an accident happens. I have a few friends that, there's a really good friend of mine who was into dirt bikes. He crashed, had an accident, or I don't remember exactly, but he had an accident. Paralyzed from the from the waist down. Can't move his legs. But a lot of people are like, well, how is he going to do anything? How is he going to drive? How is he going to, do any kind of sports? We adapt. That's just a human instinct. You adapt. And that all leads back to us disabled people versus able-bodied people. We do the exact same thing normal people do, just maybe a different way. But it all ends up in the same exact way. We're all going to get there the same pace. We're going to get the exact same result. So I guess my whole message here is, no matter what is going on in your life, and trust me, I'm not perfect. I was recently just on the phone with my father, and because of this surgery, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I said before, it's scary. I know what to expect, and it's painful, and it's a long process to recover. But I called my dad because I was in a panic, and he talked me through it. He made me see things clearly. It's and he was telling me on the phone, I got it bad, but there's a lot more people who have it worse. No doubt about that. I have a lot of stuff going on with me, but there's a lot of people who have it going worse. People who are confined to a wheelchair. I can walk. Other people can't. And I bet there's a lot of you guys in a wheelchair that are like, man, I really wish I could walk. You're not missing much. I've been in a wheelchair. There's a camp called Ability First Sports for disabled people. And the whole time, I'm in a wheelchair, okay? There's not much difference, I can tell you, from both sides, being in a wheelchair. And I've actually been stuck in a wheelchair. My surgery, can't walk. Like, literally, physically cannot walk. So I'm stuck in a wheelchair because I can't use crutches. You're not missing much. There's an elevation difference. You're taller, obviously. But you're not missing much as far as, like, running or walking. Really not. You guys are actually faster than us, and we get jealous a lot. Okay? And some of you may not. You guys might be like, well, Michael, that's not it. I'm not jealous of people being in a wheelchair. Well, you may not be. But there's a lot of people that, they're sprinting, and person in a wheelchair flies by them like they're stopped. And I'm like, man, how does he push that fast? Well, it's a muscle. You just work on it. But you guys who are in a wheelchair, I have a girlfriend who's in a wheelchair. You guys really aren't missing much. But you guys gotta take what you have for, you guys gotta appreciate it. Me, I gotta appreciate what I got. Yes, I went through hell. I've been through the struggle. I've had surgeries. I've been dealing with disability since I was born. I've been told by a lot of people that I'm a freak. I'm a liability. It took me 2 years to get a job, of every day going out and trying to get a job. Eventually I had to go through an academy to get a job, because most people judge a book by its cover. They're like, well, we don't want the liability, yada yada yada. You can get hurt a lot easier. No. I can't get hurt any easier than it is for you to get hurt. Like I said, we bleed the same. We're built the same. We just might have a couple of different things which makes us who we are. My message for you guys is, don't feel pity on yourselves. Okay? Appreciate what you have in life. And, sometimes you might not see a light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm telling you, even if you can't see it, there's a light at the end of that tunnel. You just haven't reached the side of it yet. You just gotta turn that corner, and it's waiting for you. And you're gonna look back in your life and be like, man, I went through a lot of pain and a lot of struggle, but look at me now. I'm 18, okay? When I was 7, I was like, man, this sucks. I'm bending at a 90-degree angle. Can't walk for more than 10 minutes without being in excruciating pain. Hit 9 years old, I had to have a huge surgery. Man, life sucks. I'm looking back now, 18 years old. I'm looking back going, I feel a lot better with my back. Feel a lot better. I'm not in pain anymore. As to where when I was 9, I was in so much pain it was unreal. So even though you have struggles coming on, or if you have surgery that's happening, or you have something that is a huge bump in the road, that, man, you're just like, man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You can do it. It's just going to take a minute to get there. Life doesn't, the world doesn't owe you anything. Okay, I used to think that was annoying. And honestly, it still is. But when my parents told me life, or the world doesn't owe you anything, it'll chew you up and spit you out until you go screw off, it's very, very true. It really is, okay? You have to make your own decisions. You have to make the right decisions for your well-being. Me, I'm 18. I could easily call off this surgery and just be like, I don't want to do it. It's too painful. It's too much time to recover. I don't want to do it. But then I gotta think of the repercussions. My hip will fall apart and I'll be confined to a wheelchair and won't be able to walk. Which, again, I've been confined to a wheelchair. There's not much I'm missing. But the pain, on the other hand, is not worth it. Pain every day of fighting the hip, it's not worth it. As to where going and doing the surgery and being in a lot of pain for a short amount of time and then not feeling any more pain. I'm getting that teeter-totter. Like, so, no matter where you are in your life, okay, you gotta look on the bright side. Man, this is where I'm going. It's a dark path. I don't see a way through it. Think of the other side of it. You know, if I get this surgery done, I'm not going to have any more pain. Yeah, it'll be hard for a little while. But then I'm going to be better. I'm going to look back 20 years from now and be like, man, I am really glad I did that. And I didn't just blow it off. Because let me tell you, I could have had this surgery done when I was 14 years old. But because of me being scared, I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I really wish that I would have went back and gotten the surgery done, because now my hip is so bad that every day it is painful. Every single day. There is not one day I don't go without pain. But I can't focus on that. I gotta focus on the future. Man, when I get this surgery done, this pain is gonna go bye-bye. Mahala. See ya. So if you have surgery coming up, or you have a bill that you have to pay and you don't know how you're gonna get it because you're just too short on money, you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Okay. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not. Nothing is easy in life. Okay? And again, some of you guys might disagree and be like, well, some things are easy. I can drive down the street. Yeah, that's easy. Whatever. What's not easy is paying for that gas. Right? Paying for the insurance. Whatever it is. Nothing is easy in life. The main thing might be easy. The thing right in front of you might be easy. But the repercussions of it isn't. And none of us can deny it. We have to deal with it in our daily lives. So, keep your guys' heads up, okay? You'll get through life. One way or another. You'll get through it. You just gotta keep your head up. And you gotta focus on the positive. And I'm struggling with it myself. I'm talking about, I'm gonna feel better after this surgery. It still scares the living hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't want to do this. I was literally just talking to my dad on the phone. I don't want to do this. There's no part in my body that wants to do this. But I want to be out of the pain. I want to get back to my normal life that I had years ago. Right? So keep your heads up. Like I said, turn that corner and keep going. Turn the corner and eventually you're going to see that light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to be like, man, there it is. I finally see the end game. You guys will get through it. So, keep your guys' heads up. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Love you guys.